The story begins in ancient times, when gods ruled over humans. The gods lived on Mount Olympus, and the most powerful of them was Zeus, the king of the gods. His brother Hades ruled the underworld, the dark world of the dead. Another brother, Poseidon, ruled the sea. Humans lived below, worshipping the gods. But with time, humans became tired of serving them. One night, a fisherman and his family find a large wooden coffin floating in the sea. Inside the coffin is a baby boy and his mother, who is already dead. The fisherman rescues the baby and decides to raise him as his son. The boy grows up and becomes Perseus, strong and brave. But he never knows that he is actually the son of Zeus. Years later, Perseus is now a young man living peacefully with his adoptive family. One day, while they are fishing in the open sea, they see soldiers of the city Argos destroying a giant statue of Zeus. They shout that humans will no longer fear or worship the gods. This anger reaches the heavens. Suddenly, Hades rises from the sea like a storm of black smoke and monsters. He destroys the soldiers easily and also sinks the fishing boat. Perseus' family dies in the sea, but Hades notices Perseus and decides to spare him. Perseus is taken to Argos, where the king and queen are also challenging the gods. During a feast, the people celebrate their rebellion. The queen claims that her daughter, Princess Andromeda, is even more beautiful than the gods. This is a great insult, and Hades appears again in a cloud of darkness. The people are terrified. Hades tells them that because of their pride, he will punish Argos. He warns them that in a few days, he will release the Kraken, a giant sea monster with unstoppable power. The only way to save the city is to sacrifice Andromeda. The people fall silent in shock. Hades also reveals that Perseus is a demigod, the son of Zeus, though Perseus himself did not know this. Perseus is angry. He blames the gods for the death of his human family. In prison, he meets Io, a mysterious woman who has watched him since birth. Io tells him the truth. Perseus is Zeus' son, but his mother was a human. She also explains that Perseus has a destiny, to stand between gods and men. Perseus joins a group of Argos soldiers and hunters who plan to find a way to kill the Kraken. Their leader, Draco, respects Perseus but warns him that fighting the gods will not be easy. Zeus sends a gift, a shining sword and a winged horse named Pegasus. But Perseus refuses the sword because he does not want help from the gods. He wants to win as a human. The group begins a long and dangerous journey. Their first threat comes in the desert, where giant scorpions rise from the sand. These are created accidentally when the magical blood of a dying creature hits the ground. The scorpions attack fiercely. Many soldiers die, but Perseus and the survivors are saved when a tribe of giant desert warriors called the Jinn appear. They ride the scorpions like horses and decide to help Perseus. Io guides them to the home of the Stygian witches, who know the only way to kill the Kraken. Inside their dark cave, the witches reveal a terrible truth. The Kraken can only be killed using the head of Medusa, the snake-haired woman whose gaze turns any living creature into stone. But the witches also warn them that Medusa's lair is deadly and few ever return alive. The group travels to the temple where Medusa lives. The journey is difficult, and along the way, Hades appears again and kills Io by burning her with his dark magic. Perseus is heartbroken, but he continues the mission. Inside the temple, the men face Medusa. Her hair is made of living snakes, and her eyes glow with power. One by one, Medusa turns the soldiers into stone. Even Draco sacrifices himself to give Perseus a chance to win. Finally, Perseus manages to cut off Medusa's head, keeping it inside a magical bag so her face cannot be seen. With Medusa's head in hand, Perseus mounts Pegasus and flies back to Argos. Meanwhile, in the city, the people prepare for Andromeda's death. She is chained on a rock near the sea as the sky grows dark. Hades appears again to take power from the fear of humans. The sea begins to move, and the enormous Kraken rises. Its size shakes the whole city. Andromeda cries as the monster roars. The soldiers of Argos try to fight it, but they are too small and weak against the monster. Perseus arrives at the last moment, flying on Pegasus. Hades also appears and tries to stop him, growing stronger with fear and chaos. But Perseus defeats him with a special sword. Then Perseus flies close to the Kraken, opens Medusa's bag, and holds up her head. The Kraken looks at Medusa's face and instantly turns into stone. The huge stone body cracks and then collapses into the sea, saving Argos. However, Andromeda falls into the water during the chaos. Perseus dives and rescues her. She survives, and the people cheer for Perseus, their new hero. Zeus appears once more. He offers Perseus a place among the gods, but Perseus refuses. He wants to live as a man. Zeus respects his choice and brings Io back to life as a gift, letting Perseus reunite with her. In the end, Perseus walks into a new life, no longer a fisherman, but a hero who stood against gods and monsters, and saved an entire city with courage, sacrifice, and the strength of a human heart.